Namaste. It's time for another sweet treat recipe from ASMY. My name is Gayatri, and this one is an apple cake. It is really easy and so delicious. One of those last minute things you can throw together for your guests and have it done in like 35 minutes, including cooking time. So maybe 40, because you've got to chop the apples. So we've got two bowls. We're going to mix the dry ingredients into one bowl. We're going to mix the wet ingredients into the other bowl, and then we're going to mix them together. So we have 500 grams of self-raising flour, and we have 250 grams of sugar. I'm using raw, but you could use brown, you could use white. It doesn't really matter too much. You could use coconut sugar. And then we're going to pop the apples in the dry as well. And we'll just give this a quick stir. Okay. That's our dry ingredients. It makes quite a large cake. No, I didn't double or triple or quadruple like I usually do. This is just a big cake. So we have, now we get into the wet ingredients. We've got 250 grams of butter melted. We've used vegan butter because it was in the fridge. So we've used Nuttelex here. The one from Aldi is good. It's very, very reasonable. You could use dairy butter if you prefer. And we have 1.5 cups of milk. Dairy or any plant-based milk is fine. I've used soy here. Oops. And then we have some we've got some coconut yogurt here. We've got 4 tablespoons. But you could use regular yogurt. So this could be easily veganized or vegetarianized. Either way. And we've got a little bit of vanilla here, just a teaspoon of vanilla. Just mix that well. And then we're going to pop the wet ingredients into the dry. And we will mix that, fold it through because you want this cake to be nice and light. It's a very moist, moorish cake, this one. It's really nice served with a little bit of sour cream or coconut yogurt or heavy cream. Something creamy on top. It's got a lot of apples in it. Now I don't skin them, I don't peel the apples, but you can if you prefer them without the skin, but I find the skin is fine on them. And a little bit more fibre. Okay, so we have got this well mixed. Oh, there's a little bit of still in the bottom there. And we've got a nice big pan here. Oh, this was my grandmother's really, really big old pan. It's like an heirloom. And I really like the size of it. It's actually a baking dish, but it's really good for cakes. It's got nice high sides, and it's just a really good size. So we're going to pop the cake mix in there now. Smells really nice and vanilla-y. Now you could let your creativity go crazy here. You could put some nuts in, walnuts of course, that's what I would use, isn't it? I put walnuts in nearly every dessert that I ever make. I don't think peanut butter would go. I usually put peanut butter in a lot of things. But cinnamon, you could put some cinnamons, you could put nutmeg, you could put cardamom, any sort of nut. You could put some dried fruit in here. You could really go to town. and just make it yours. Okay, so there we have our apple cake ready to go in the oven. And this takes about half an hour in a moderate oven, half an hour to 40 minutes, depending on your oven. We're just going to pop a sharp knife in the center or a skewer and make sure it comes out clean. A little tip I've found is that sometimes there's just this tiny little bit of moisture in the middle of the cake and you're not 100% sure if it's cooked through. So I will just turn the oven off and just leave it in there for another 5 minutes or so without that extra heat, and that will stop it from getting too brown on the top, and it will just dry it out a little bit. So we're going to pop this in the oven now, and I'll be back to show you the finished product. So we're back and we have just taken the cake out of the oven. Look how beautiful that looks. See all those apple pieces? So we're going to cut it now. And we're going to pop it on a plate, and I'm going to give it a try. It's a little bit hot still. We only just got it out of the oven. Oh, it's steaming hot. We're going to top it with some coconut yogurt. I love coconut yogurt. Wow, look at that. And there you are. A beautiful, moist, delicious apple cake. So hopefully we'll see you again next week. Haribol.